Okay. Hi, fourth grade. Today we're going to be looking at our second day of our close read. Yesterday we talked about more of the main ideas of our article. Today we're going to look more at the craft and structure of our article. So our objective today is after reading, you will be able to describe the overall text structure by providing examples as to why it is either problem solution or compare and contrast. So what is a text structure? Well, it's how the information is presented in the article. I want you to think back at our other articles we read throughout the year, and I want you to think how the information was presented in those. Some types of text structures are description, when you're taking the main idea of the article and you're supporting it with other key details. Sequence, also like chronological order, so it's a first, next, then last. Compare and contrast, you're taking two ideas and you're seeing how they are alike and different. Cause and effect, when something makes something else happen, or as we looked at, how A affects B. And then finally, problem and solution. There's a problem, and then you have to find a way to fix it. And these are all in the nonfiction articles. So, of course, that means not real or not fake, rather. So it is real. So some text structures from our article. Think about how the information was presented in those. What do you think you saw the most? I want you to take a second and think about an answer. All right. So if you answered description and problem and solution, you're on a roll. Good job, guys. So why those text structures? Well, when we're looking back at our article today, I want you to think about a few things. Where is it showing description and how does it present that information? And how is it problem solution? And then we're going to need to pick out some key examples for those text features. So why description? Well, we're going to look at our article again, and we're going to read, if you're following along on the paper, I want you to look at the second paragraph of the introduction on page 1. Scientists are testing out lots of ways that de-extinction might be possible. One possible method is cloning. Cloning is when the DNA from one animal is placed into the egg cell of another animal. But this method only works if there are still intact cells from the extinct animal available. Scientists are trying to find Scientists are trying this method with the Pyrenean ibex, which went extinct in January of 2000. Another idea is backbreeding. The guaga is a subspecies of zebra that went extinct in the 1880s. Since it shares almost all of its DNA with the modern zebra, it may be possible to selectively breed zebras until they look almost the exact same as the quagga. So, when we looked at those highlighted areas, what did we notice? What was the information presented to us? If you said they're all describing the main idea on some ways to de-extinct animals, great job. So why is it problem and solution? Well, we're going to look at a few more paragraphs, and I really want you to think about what the problem the scientists faced was when they were doing this research and what their solutions could be. So we're going to go down here. If you're following with us again, we're going to look at the end of page 2 where it says results and just starting on page 3. We were able to recover 95% of the Christmas Island rat genome, which sounds like a good amount, but we were surprised to find that the missing 5% of the genome wasn't random. We recovered parts of the genome that give Christmas Island rats its distinctive long black hair and long whiskers very well. Yet there were some genes that we were unable to recover at all. Large parts of the genome related to the rat's sense of smell and immune system were missing. We then looked at the genome data from the 3 other rat species. We found that we ran into the same kind of problem with them all. This tells us that the imperfect match is due to the difference between species and not the problem with our technology. So we're going to think broad here when we're thinking about the main problem of this article. What is it? And then what's the solution that we're trying to get? If you said that our problem was that animals are going extinct, and our solution is that they wanted to get the DNA back from already existing animals to recreate the extinct DNA, that's the right answer, and we're on a great track with that right now. So now it's your turn. I want you to keep doing what you've been doing with problem and solution. And I gave you this big worksheet on yesterday, and I want you to fill it out. We already did the first problem and solution earlier. So that's 1 out of 3 already done. And you have 2 more I want you to complete. And I want you guys to turn it back in by Monday. We have school on Monday, so I want you guys to turn that back in completed. And that's it, guys. Fourth grade, I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday.